Hi, and welcome to your class today. Today's class is more of a Vinyasa flow, focusing on the core. So there will be some longer holds at times, and also, as usual, a focus on using our breath to maintain the strength within our core. We always think of our core or our abdomen as a muscle that needs to be conquered and flattened. And our core is a huge part of our daily lives, providing us better posture, balance, and stability, and just overall a stronger core is going to give you the better ability to prevent and overcome injuries uh, as you get older and just in your day-to-day routine. As we get started today, one thing you may need is maybe a block or two as we come into our low lunge poses in the future. That could be helpful. Otherwise, mainly we'll be using just our own body weight as we go through our flow. Come to a comfortable seat. Legs can be crossed. You can sit up on a blanket if you like. Hands come to the knees. Palms up if you prefer. And we're going to start with a pranayama, which could be new to you if you're a beginner. Take this slowly. This is called Kapalbati Breath or skull shine breath. In this practice, we will do 3 rounds, each for 20 breaths. And it involves a forceful exhalation, and it's active on the exhalation, and the inhalation is passive. You'll be exhaling firmly enough to where the inhale comes in just naturally. You don't have to force it. You're just focusing on that strong pump of the exhale and continuing that for 20 breaths. I'll give you an example. As you exhale with your mouth closed, you'll exhale through your nose and you'll go like this. Just like that. And if you'd like, during the breaths, you could take one hand to your chest and one hand to your lower abdomen if you'd like to feel that sensation of the pumping of your abdomen, your belly drawing in with each breath. Again, this is generally a quick breath, but you do not have to keep tempo with mine. You can make it as slow as you need. If at any time you feel dizzy, lightheaded, or just uncomfortable, stop and just come into a normal breath, relax your eyes, and follow along with us as you just continue with normal breathing. We'll begin. Go ahead and close your eyes and just start with some normal breaths here. Allow your focus to draw inward. Maybe pulling on your intention for today, pulling that out of your head, maybe something that's personal to you that you want to focus on throughout your day-to-day. The intention that I will be using today is I am strong. If you'd like to use that intention as your own today, that would be wonderful. We'll continue to circle back to it throughout our practice. Again, we're going to do 3 rounds of 20 breaths each. Begin by taking a nice cleansing breath. Inhale, and then as you begin, start to exhale forcefully. And on the last one, exhale, one long exhale, exhale it all out. And come back to breathing normally. Eyes remain closed. Soften in the face. And we'll do our next round of 20. Go ahead, inhale. Breathe normally. We'll inhale, prepare for our last round. And relax here as we bring our breath back to normal. You can start to flutter the eyes open. And there, we've warmed up our insides, and we'll prepare with a little more warm up here with some seated cat-cows. Hands can come to your knees, and we'll exhale. Tuck the chin, round the back as you tuck into a seated cat, drawing the navel back. Inhale, arch the back, look up to the sky, and then exhale back into cat. Inhale forward to a seated cow. And you can continue this on your own pace. We'll do about 3 more rounds. Warming up our core. Finding that connection between the front and the back body. Very good. Come back to neutral. From here, we'll come into a tabletop position, and we'll do our standard cat and cows. So make sure the elbows are above the wrists, the knees are directly underneath the hips, and you're pressing firmly into the ground with your tops of your feet. From here, exhale into cat. Tuck the chin. Inhale to your cow pose, drop the belly. We'll do a few more rounds here. Go at your own pace. Maybe pause if you need to pause at a certain position. Maybe feel a stretch a little bit more in your upper back. Very good. From here, come into a wide leg child's pose. Separate the knees to about as far as your mat's width. Drop the hips back to your heels. Extend the arms long. And you can rest your forehead down to the mat. Again, focusing on the breath, drawing that breath all the way down the back line of the body. Remember, your core isn't just your tummy muscles, it also goes around the back side of the body. A strong back is a strong core. Even in this position, we're drawing our abdominal muscles in. Navel pulls in. Go ahead, inhale, push back up to a tabletop position. And we're going to start in a balancing table pose. Start with a good alignment with your elbows over your wrists and your hips directly above your knees. Extend the left leg long. Foot is flexed. And then now extend the right arm alongside the right ear. And we'll hold here for about 5 breaths. Your stomach draws in one long line of energy from the fingertips all the way down to the toes. I'm keeping my foot flexed here today and pushing out through my heel. Gaze is straight down. We want our spine to be nice and long. And from here, before we lower down, we're going to draw our right arm and our left knee in to tuck. Exhale. Inhale, extend. Let's do 5 more like that. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Come back into our balancing table and then lower both the hand and the knee to the ground. Now we'll do that on the other side. Extend the right leg long. And hips are even in this pose. We don't want the right hip to tip and angle upwards toward the sky. We want the hips nice and level. Extend the left arm long alongside the left ear, and we'll hold for about 5 breaths. Drawing in the navel. Recalling our intention for today. I am strong. We'll go into those tucks. Go ahead and draw the left elbow to meet the right knee. Back rounds and extend it long. 5 more times. That's 4. And 1 more. Take a nice inhale here. And then exhale it back down to the mat. Very good. Widen the legs again and come back into a wide leg child's pose. Nice deep full breaths. Go ahead and push back up into your tabletop. Once we come here, we're going to push back into our downward dog, our very first downward dog pose for the day. Go ahead and keep your knees bent for this first pose. Arms are active, shoulders spread wide down the mat. Chest, maybe it's almost touching your thighs. Some nice deep inhales and exhales here. And go ahead and start to maybe push down one heel at a time. Getting some movement in our dog. Opening up the back side of those legs. Your heels may not be able to touch the ground. That's totally fine.
From here, come and bring your dog to a stillness. And we'll just take a breath or two here in down dog. Very good. Now we'll roll forward like we're coming into a plank pose. And from here, draw the right knee in as you round your upper back. Really push into those hands, push yourself away from the mat. Try to draw that heel as close to your bum as you can. And we're going to hold for 5 breaths. Inhale, exhale it back to your downward dog. Rest for a moment. Maybe walk the legs out a little. Give it a little wiggle. And from here, go ahead and inhale forward. Exhale, draw the left knee in. And we'll hold here for 5 more breaths. Engaging your Ujjayi breath. Exhale, push it back to your downward dog. At any time, you can swap out a child's pose for downward dog. Relax your shoulders and your arms. Maybe close your eyes. Let the breath come back to normal. From here, we're going to inhale forward to a plank pose. Adjust yourself if needed. And we're going to hold in our plank for about 5 to 8 breaths. You can always come down to your knees as well and take some of that pressure off of the arms and the wrists. There should be a nice roundness in your upper back as you push the mat away and the shoulders wind down the back. You're engaged throughout the legs. And you're feeling that navel draw up and in, almost like you're being suspended from a string. Very good. Go ahead and push back into your downward dog. The next pose will be more of a challenge. We're going to go through plank and come into a chaturanga hold. Go ahead and inhale, roll over the toes as you start to lower. Bring the elbows in tight to your side as we hold here, just halfway down. Again, you can come to your knees for this pose. Chin is slightly tucked. My stomach is growling. Sorry if you hear that. And go ahead and lower all the way down to your stomach.
Inhale up to a low cobra. And you don't have to come high in your cobra. Elbows should be slightly bent. Gaze is forward. We don't have all of our weight in our hands though. You're using a very strong core here and developing the back muscles. Very good. Go ahead and push back into a child's pose.
We'll take a little break here. Arms can come alongside the legs. That'll really give your shoulders a break. Inhale, come up.
Exhale, push back into your downward dog.
And then we'll inhale, step or jump to the top of your mat. Exhale, forward fold over the legs.
Inhale, come up to your mountain pose. Chest lifts. Arms come up to the sky.
And exhale, your hands down through your heart center. From here, get grounded within your feet, planted firmly onto the mat, and feel the energy rise up through your body, up through your calves, your thighs, engaging the abdomen. And we'll take a little twist here. Start on the right hand side. Go ahead and extend the left arm out front. Right arm comes to the back as you twist to the right. And exhale. Maybe your gaze comes all the way to your right hand. Take another inhale. Maybe open up a little further. If it's too hard on your neck to look backwards, you can keep your neck at neutral. Inhale, bring your arms to the front. And now we exhale. Draw the left arm back. Gaze comes to the left hand, if you're able. And as best as you can, try to keep the hips shining to the front of the mat. There's going to be somewhat of a twist there. One more full breath in and out. And then inhale, bring it back to the front of the mat. Very good. Hands at heart center. And we're going to try our one-legged mountain. So really make sure that you have your feet firmly planted. We're going to shift our weight over onto our left foot and draw our right leg up. It doesn't need to come up as high as mine. Just whatever is in your practice. Hands can be at your heart center or down by your sides, whatever you're most comfortable with. And hold. We're drawing that leg up using our core, pulling in tightly with our abdominal muscles. The thighs and the quadriceps is switched on. You're probably feeling it a lot there now as well. Take one more nice breath in. And as we exhale, see if you can do this without touching with your hands. Bring your right foot all the way to the back. And we arrive in Crescent Lunge on the right side. Arms to the sky, dropping deeply into that front knee. But the knee is still directly over the ankle. If you need to adjust your width of your legs, feel free to do so. Slightly tuck the pelvis in. From there, you should feel a stretch in your right hip flexor. And your back leg is engaged and active. From here, come and exhale into your low lunge. Hands come to the mat. Now we're not slumping into our left leg. We're active within our core and drawing ourselves up. Remember, we're telling ourselves, I am strong. Nice full deep breath here. Spine is straight. If you need blocks, this is where you'd want to grab them if you need to bring your mat a little bit closer to you. Otherwise, just touch gently with your fingertips. Go ahead and inhale. Place the right hand firmly onto the mat. Beam your right ankle. And then we're going to twist, go into our easy twist. Left arm raises to the sky. Get our rotation throughout our thoracic spine as we try to shine our heart up towards the sun. Inhale, lower the arm back to your low lunge. And then exhale into your down dog. In your down dog, we're going to give a little twist, and we're going to take our right hand and bring it to the outside of the left ankle. Take your time with this. It is a little bit of a balance challenge. From here, you can even gaze underneath your left arm. And return back to center. Take an inhale and then exhale as you twist. Draw the left hand to the outside of the right ankle. Couple of nice breaths here. Using the core to help us find our balance. Inhale, come back, and exhale, push into your downward dog. And again, we're going to step, jump, or float our way to the top of the mat. I'm going to take a step. Halfway's left. Exhale over your legs. Inhale, come back up to your mountain pose. And hands through our heart center. We'll do our twists a little bit faster this time. Inhale, open up to the right. Exhale, deepen. Inhale, bring the arms to the front. Exhale, open up to the left-hand side. Inhale, return back to the front. And from here, we'll do our standing one-leg mountain. Hands can come to heart center or down by the sides. Root down into your right foot, and you draw your left leg up. And this one we are going to hold for a few breaths. If you want even more of a balance challenge, you could try to close your eyes. You can really feel the muscles start to move within the ankle as they try to balance you when your eyes close. Now, keeping that balance, draw the left foot all the way to the back of your mat. for a crescent lunge. On the left hand side, arms go up to the sky. Slightly tuck the pelvis, draw the navel in as you lower down. The heel is raised in crescent. That's what makes it a little bit different than our warrior one pose. One more breath here, and we'll lower into our low lunge. Again, not sloping or leaning onto your right leg with your chest. We're not putting all our weight into there. We're using the strength within our core to hold ourselves up. From here, root your left hand into the earth. Exhale, rotate as you bring your right arm to the sky and twist. Your back leg is still engaged. Feeling that quadricep fire as it lifts. One more breath. Exhale the arm down. Return to your low lunge. Very good. From here, plant the palms. Bring your right leg back and push back into your downward facing dog. We're going to twist our dog again. Take that right hand, bring it to the outside of the left ankle. Pull with that right hand if you can. Draw yourself underneath your left armpit. One more breath. Come back to neutral. Even out here. Put the weight into the right hand as you draw the left hand over to the right ankle. And you look underneath your right side. Very nice. Come back to neutral. You're now back in a down dog position. From here, we're going to have a bit of a challenge in our downward dog, and we're going to try our dolphins and see how far we can go. Dolphin is really challenging, so if you need to come out at any time, feel free to. From your downward dog, we're going to lower into dolphin. Now, you can lower both arms at the same time as a very big strength challenge. Otherwise, just lower one forearm at a time. And we'll stay here. We'll find our dolphin first. Pushing into our hands, pushing into the forearms. Shoulders are wide and down the back. Your heels may or may not be touching. We're going to have 5 breaths here. Nice inhale. And exhale. I am strong. If you can't straighten your legs here, that's fine. Go ahead and bring your knees, bend them slightly. Very good. From here, we'll do 2 toe raises in dolphin. Come up high onto your toes. You'll shift slightly forward on your forearms. And lower. Exhale, raise. Inhale, lower. Oh, let's go ahead and do one more. Very good. Hold in your dolphin pose. And let's do 3 more toe raises and dolphin. That's 1. I'm starting to shake all over. That's 2. And then that's 3. Very good. From here, you can either push up one arm at a time or do both and come into down dog. Very, very good. And from down dog, go ahead and take a quick child's pose. We'll let our arms and shoulders rest. Bring them alongside our body. Try to bring our breath back to normal. Very good. Extend the arms long. We'll come into our downward dog. Exhale. Inhale, come forward, halfway's left. Exhale, Uttanasana. Forward fold. And inhale, come back up into your mountain pose. Arms come back down alongside your body. And we'll just ground here. Feel the feet into the mat. Then we're going to get down onto our mat for some more challenges. Really get into that core now. All right, lower to your mat however you'd like. You can just go ahead and sit down if you'd like. I'm going to lower into a Yogi Squat. Nice and slow. Exhale until I reach the mat, just like that. From here, we'll start in our bridge pose. Go ahead and lower your back all the way down to the mat. There we go. Heels draw in. Maybe they're just about touching the fingertips. And feet are about hip width apart. Go ahead and start to draw the hips up off of the ground. Chin is slightly tucked. When we're active in our bridge pose, you're actually trying to feel like you're pulling the heels back towards your bottom, like you're trying to create a wrinkle in your mat, which should be almost impossible. But that movement, that pulling or the drawing of the heels in, engages your glutes. It draws the knees forward. It helps you engage your core. And from here, we're going to lower and raise our bridge 10 times. Lower and raise. Use your breath to guide you. Exhale as you lift. Always keeping that engagement within the legs. Waking up that back line of the body. I think we have 2 more. Sometimes my counting doesn't work. From here, go ahead and lower down to the mat. And we're going to raise both of the legs up into the air. Hands can come out to a T with the palms facing up. Right now, this is more of a restorative pose. Go ahead and take a couple of nice deep breaths here. Inhale, exhale. Spine is firmly planted on the mat. Remember to think of this feeling as we move into our other core exercises here. One more deep breath. Inhale. And then exhale. From here, we'll do our alternating leg lifts. Your hands can come out to a low V for support, or you can also bring them underneath your hips to help support your lower back. As you start to lower your legs, if you feel your lower back trying to peel off the mat and it's arching, you should have your hands here to provide yourself with some support, because we don't want to end up with back pain after this. From here, we'll lower our right leg. Exhale, draw it back up. Inhale, lower the left leg. Exhale, draw it back up. And lower it only as far as you can. Again, if you feel that back start to arch and lift, that's where you should stop. And just take it down a notch from there. You can also do this with your legs bent, your knees bent. We'll do a total of 10 on each side, going nice and slow. We're not using momentum here. Legs are being drawn up using the strength in our core. About 5 more on each side to go. Use that breath to help you. Exhale on the way up, drawing the abs in. Leave one more. It's starting to shake all over. Go ahead and draw the knees into the chest. Hug them tightly. Maybe tuck your chin. And draw everything in. Very good. Lower the head back down. Let the feet come back down to the mat. And from here, we'll do a double leg lift, which will be more challenging. So again, you have your options. You can have your hands underneath your hips to provide a little extra support for your back. You can also have both of the legs bent and lower up and down like so. You can also feel that quite a bit along the abdominal muscles, among the transverse abdominis, those really deep muscles that run across our stomach. Go ahead and take an inhale and bring both of the legs up to the sky. I'm going to give myself a little support today. And from here, inhale, lower the legs. Stop at any point that you feel like your back is not supporting you. And from there, exhale, slowly draw the legs back up. We'll do 10 of these. Eight more. Six more. Four more. Two more. Last one. And bring the legs all the way up to the sky. And again, draw your knees into your chest. You can curl it all the way up into the ball. Maybe rock a little side to side. Sometimes I think that little side to side motion helps a little bit when you're doing ab work. Take a good inhale and exhale, breathe it all out. Very nice. Plant your feet back onto the mat, and we will come into a bridge pose once more. Set up so that your fingertips are just barely touching the heels. And we'll go ahead and make this an active bridge. We're going to draw our right foot into the air. Nice and straight. Hips are about even. Use your hands on the ground to support you. You can spread them out wider if you need that a little bit more for balance. From here, we're going to drop the hips and lower. Exhale it up. Inhale, lower. Exhale up. That's 2. We'll go for 8 more. That's 4. 6. 8. And 10. From 10, keep your hips lifted. Drop your right foot to the floor. Get grounded back into your bridge pose. And we'll go back in, or go right on into the left side. Inhale the left foot up to the sky. Hips are level. And then slowly lower. We'll do 10 more on this side. Exhale, raise your hips. Lower. Exhale up to the sky. Lower. Exhale. Really pushing that right heel into the ground. We got 2 more. Lift, lift. Lower and raise. 1 more. Lift, lift. Really push that heel into the ground. Lower the left foot. Keep the hips high. Take a nice inhale and then exhale all the way down to the ground. Let the hips come to the mat. Another inhale and exhale here. And we'll finish up our bridge lifts with a restorative bridge. Exhale the hips up. And from here, you can walk your shoulders underneath your back, hands clasped underneath you. Maybe close your eyes. As we draw those heels towards our hands, engage through our legs. And feel that back side of the body fire. One more inhale in. As you exhale, unfurl those shoulders. Let them widen out behind your back and slowly lower all the way to the ground. Very good. And from here, we're going to roll up to a seated position. Maybe take a couple of rocking motions back and forth. And cross the legs and then scoop back into a tabletop. Very good. Into our normal tabletop position, we're going to come into a downward dog. and prepare for our Lalasana Step Ups. Watch me for the first one. If you haven't done these before, I will provide a modification. If you don't like coming onto the tops of your toes, which can be a challenge, we'll have a modification for you. From your down dog, take your right foot. You're going to bring it as close to your left wrist as you can. Toes tuck under. I'm drawing up with my abs. And then I bring the left foot up to join, almost like a little frog position. And then come back into your down dog. And the ones that follow, you'll just alternate which leg comes in front first. So last time I started with my right foot. Now I'll start with my left foot. Draw it up. Toes are tucked. Bring my right foot forward and then push back. If rolling onto the top of your toes is not for you, you can just do these as just stepping up, and you don't need to cross. Just step up as close as you can, engaging your abdomen and pulling the navel in, rounding the back and really pushing into the hands. And from here, you'll bring the legs back into more of a down dog position. Okay? We're going to do 10 Lalasana step ups. Let's go ahead and get started. We'll start with the right foot. Draw the right foot in. And back. That's 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. Oops, I lost my order of my legs. There we go. That's 8. 2 more. Very good. Go ahead and just stay here in your downward dog. Take a nice cleansing breath. Inhale. Exhale, release it all out. From downward dog, lower onto your knees. And we'll finish up our practice today with a breathing practice. When we started, we wanted to warm up the body and warm up our core. Now we're hot. We need to cool down. So we'll do a cooling breath. I'm just going to reverse the leg that I have in front here. We'll do a cooling breath called the Citaly Breath. Now to do this pranayama, you'll need to be able to roll your tongue. If you remember doing that as a little kid, seeing if you or your friends could roll your tongue. It's not always possible for all of us. If you can curl up the edges of your tongue like a straw, like this, then you're good to go. If you can't, we do have an alternate breath for you to cool down after this asana today, and that is a Citaly Breath, and you will be breathing through your teeth. I'm out of breath right now. I do need to do this breath as well. First, we'll go over the Citaly Breath. So during this breath, we're going to slowly draw in cool air through our curled tongue like a straw. After that inhale, we will close our mouth and then exhale gently through the nose. We'll do 8 rounds of this breath. You can watch me at first to see how it goes, and after I do this example, then I'll show an example of the Citaly Breath.
Go ahead and curl your tongue. And from here, take an inhale through the tongue. It'll make kind of a slurpy straw noise. Close your lips and let the exhale come out your nose. Very good. We'll do 6 rounds of that if you're able to curl your tongue. If not, we'll do Citaly breath. That's also called hissing teeth breath. For you, you will keep your teeth clenched, although it's maybe not the best word to use. We don't want our face to be tight and actually clenching, just touching. Just keep your teeth closed. So you're drawing that air in through the teeth. Once you take an inhale through the teeth, again, you'll close the mouth, close the lips, and exhale through the nose. So something like this. Very nice. Okay, now that we've practiced, go ahead and choose the version that you would like to try today. And we'll do about 8 to 10 rounds of our own to close out our practice. Go ahead and close the eyes. Hands can be on the knees or wherever you find most comfortable. Let's do 2 more breaths here. Very nice. And you can come back to your normal breathing. You can keep your eyes closed here as we start to wind down for the end of our practice. You can use that cooling breath throughout the day, maybe during times when you feel more activated, times where you need to maybe cool down emotionally. And just bring yourself back to the breath. It can be done discreetly. From here, we're going to slowly lower ourselves onto our backs and set up in our Shavasana. And go ahead and lower down. Let the feet come out to the sides.
Arms are open up wide, taking up space. As you relax and melt down into your mat. Thinking of our intention today, I am strong. I am strong on the mat. I am strong off the mat. Carry that with you today as we move away from our practice. Give your body this time to absorb the work that you've done and feel yourself melt down into the mat. Feel the arms, the chest, and the back. The backs of our thighs, our calves, all connecting with the earth, drawing our strength. If you'd like to continue here, please feel free to do so and just let the video play on out. If you're ready to awake from your Shavasana, slowly start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Flutter the eyes open. You can draw your legs in and roll over to your side. And you push yourself up to a nice seated position. Hands come to heart center as we bow. Thank you so much for taking this time to join me on this journey today. It was a little bit longer sequence and maybe a little bit more challenging, but if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit subscribe, do all the things, and join me again back here on my channel. Thank you. I am very grateful to have you to practice with and to have this body to practice with. Thanks again.